I wonder how many times history has to repeat itself, or patterns of history. Um, Welcome to the Total Connector Show. My name is Kevin Davani. It's Sunday, March 31st, 2019. And let's go right into the topic of today, namely, global equities, quantitative easing, and yeah, infinite money printing. Would it be money, paper money, or digital money? It's the same thing from the central banks issue the money. So in total, we got about 10%, maybe maximum 15% of the total money supply in form of paper money. The rest is digital. So what I was gonna show you right now is the following. So the global money supply. There's a good, commentary on uh, uh, on Twitter from a guy. He says, in case you're still wondering why the last 10 years have still been the biggest bull market for equities, central banking is absolutely criminal. It's actually beyond criminal, but that's what I wrote in my articles on medium.com. Exit buy Bitcoin, it says. So yeah, so what do they do? The stock market, the corporations, uh, I mean, just take Apple for example. What do you think Apple does in regular intervals? They buy back with that, with all that, infinite money, which they can, amongst other things, of course, lend or not lend, I'm sorry, borrow, or take upon, credits with really, really low interest rates, which is not usually accessible, which is actually not at all accessible to the normal layman people or average people. And, and this is how they boost their stock prices also. They buy back, and what does every time there's a sort of a an adjustment needs to be done, or pending recession or something like that. Well, the central bank, the privately owned U.S. Federal Reserve, comes in, for example, prints more money, or just creates money out of thin air, whether you call it digital fiat money or paper money, it doesn't matter. So in the end, it's infinite money, and then they pump it into the stock market, and this is what you get. You get a sort of a constant, regular, whatever S&P, artificial rating bullshit, and then you get sort of a bull run, artificially created bull run. So you can't keep up this process, and I'm just asking myself, how many times does patterns of history repeat itself, so that we learn out of the causes of what creates any kind of disaster scenario, chaos, criminality. I mean, this is just criminal, all right, and we need to learn something out of this, take the best experience out of this, and start accumulating. Would it be gold, silver, platinum, palladium, any kind of hard metals, or well, yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. I mean, even if it's just right now we have, can you see this? Yeah, right now we got Bitcoin 3,650 euros. That's in euros. I don't know, you want to have it in dollars. That's in dollars. So it's $4,099. And yeah, why not? It could fluctuate down and up and down. Of course, it's volatile because I mean, compared, of course, to that infinite, equity market, infinite money supply is constantly created through credit expansion, through quantitative easing, through fractional reserve banking. Of course, you're going to have a volatility, because and we are we're still pretty far away from mass adoption in that sense, but it's going to accelerate by a rate of speed which we could never fathom, okay, which we can never imagine. So I'm going to switch it back to euro again. So the euro, so the Bitcoin is right at 3,650. It could, yeah, it's possible that Bitcoin is going to be, you know, plunge again into, you know, into nirvana, whatever, to 3,000. Even, I don't know, I think it's even possible that it could plunge to 2,500. Why not? Just for a short time, just a very, very short time. People who are like totally like, you know, advocating and totally obsessed with technical analysis, fundamental analysis in Bitcoin, that's a different animal. It's a different animal. So, you know, but this is what I'm saying. It's about long-term perspective, low time preference. This is what, you know, Safed Namuz always talks about, whatever low time preference. That's what it means. You know, it's like saving now so that you can invest, produce into the future. All right, long term, instead of buying and purchasing and accumulating crap, you know, which we don't need or we're gonna, you know, dispose of in the very near future again. Just, you know, we have to understand individually and collectively as human civilization what this means, this whole process in the background, with you know, with the criminal and beyond unethical, beyond criminal central banking system that is in collusion with the governments. No, the government, the politics does not control the central banks. The central banks control politics, and I hear that constantly over and over again. Well, it's sort of a governmental, political, whatever. But no, it's not political. The politics, the government, the states have nothing to interfere. The central banking system, because it's so centralized from the very top, Bank for International Settlements, which is privately owned, controlled, comprised, controlled, possessed by the very, you know, most powerful central banking shareholders and owners again, which we don't, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant who they are, you know, whether it be the Rothschilds and Rockefeller, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it's about, you know, who controls that, who manipulates the interest rates, who does, you know, who is the land of last resort. It's the central banks, right? So if there's any ever kind of panic or again some kind of bailout, you know, where, you know, who do you think is going to step in? It's just going to be the central banks. They're going, you know, to help them out, to save them with billions and trillions of dollars, euros, of whatever, of crappy fiat money. So be wise, start accumulating. It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, the Bitcoin is right now at 3,650 or 3,500, 3,000, 2,000. It doesn't matter. Accumulate now, because it's always about the exponential long-term value, all right, by order of magnitude. Just wait and see what's going to happen, because this bubble is actually, with all the global debt, the official number is $250 trillion global debt, all right? So that's just the official number. The real numbers is actually much more exponentially higher. If you take in the derivative bubble into it, you're going to come to a number about approximately 1,600, 1,700 trillion US dollars. All right, so that's actually what this means. So so Bitcoin is, again, you know, not the bubble. Bitcoin is the needle, is the root layer that's going to make this huge astronomical bubble burst, implode, explode, whatever you want to call it. It's going to make it obsolete, the whole central banking structure. And this is what we are striving for, and this is what we are envisioning, and this is our intention, and this is Bitcoin reality versus central banking, the monetary evolution of human civilization. Now, if you go on my medium.com, right, / Kevin, you can read my articles, medium.com / @Kevin. So I publish my latest articles on why Bitcoin. There's going to be, you know, more chapters hopefully to that, but why Bitcoin Part 1 and why Bitcoin Part 2. And the subtitles is Bitcoin's reality versus central banks, and the subtitle is the monetary evolution for humanity. And it's dedicated, of course, to my father's soul, who gave me you know, infinite, eternal wisdom, humbleness, and knowledge, and you know, and just love and empathy for humanity, and for my soulmate Erica, and for all children and humanity in totality. So go on medium.com, read my articles, like them, share them, forward them to your friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, whoever you want it. And there's, you know, a bunch of articles I had already written on the central banking system, on the Bank for International Settlements, on proof of work, on Bitcoin and Austrian economics, decentralizing the Bank for International Settlements. All right, that's about it. Follow me on Twitter. Handle is @kvandavani. On Facebook is /total, the Total Connector. On LinkedIn, it's also kvandavani. And yeah, please support me if you can. And I will see you soon again. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Thank you for your support. Here's again a beautiful picture from Austria. Wolfstal, Salzkammergut it's called. And yeah, so be wise and accumulate a fraction of Bitcoin. That's it. All right. You don't need a whole Bitcoin. All right. And one Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis. And one day, someday in the future, whether it been 5 years, 10 years, you're not going to think in terms of how much euro or dollar is going to be a Bitcoin. No, it's going to be how much purchasing power has one Satoshi. If it's 100 millionth of a Satoshi, right? So, you know, how many coffees can I buy with one Satoshi in the future? This is what I mean. Purchasing power, value. All right. This is what I also want to deliver to you. All right. Whether it be in the real estate development design or in Bitcoin, Austrian economics, long-term investment. This is what I do. All right. My name is kvandavani, Total Connector, signing out. Total Bitcoin, total crypto, total blockchain, total freedom, total decentralization.